Sir, namaskar, sir. Recording time केते देखिପାରିବୁ sir?
So you have to write your name and enrollment number once again, because prior to
हाँ
recording it will not remain there in the in the record. So you are all requested to write your name and enrollment number once again.
हाँ
Madam,
yes sir.
please go ahead, no problem.
Okay, sir.
Sir, again I have to start from the
No,
beginning.
no. Just you go ahead.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. So, just we are going to discuss about the steps of lesson plan, and I have prepared a PPT regarding on this. So, I'm just going to present it. Okay. Yes. Now this is visible for you.
Yes, ma'am. It was made not visible. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, PPT is visible to all.
Yes,
No, no,
yes,
no.
your PPT is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much
Yes,
visible.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay. So, we will discuss now regarding the steps of lesson plan. Okay. So, before going to plan a lesson, first of all, we have to select the class, for which class we are going to teach, and which subject we are going to teach, and what is the topic in the particular specific period I decided to teach. Okay. That is the selection of the topic. Next, after selecting the topic, I have to plan. Actually, everything I didn't mention in the PPT, just I am going to add few more points also in that. Next plan is that uh, after selecting the topic, I can decide what are the things are required for me, what are the materials are required for me to prepare or to plan the lesson. It means I can say there is need of the textbook of the particular class or any other supplementary study material I have to go through it for my own understanding or for my own best knowledge to get more knowledge regarding that. As a teacher, what are the other things I have to go through and what are the other things I have to prepare. I have to think about that and I have to collect those materials also for my preparation of the class. Next, we can say after we decided that we are going to teach, next we will decide why I am going to teach this lesson to the children. What are the benefits the children will get after attending the class or after listening the class or after being participating in the class? What the benefit will be for the students so that they will learn it. Okay? So for this purpose, we have to think about the objective of teaching for a particular content, the objective of teaching of the particular content. And we know there are the two types of objective we are going to mostly give importance. One is called as the general objective and another is the specific objective. General objective is if there is a big chapter is there, after completion of the chapter, we expect few more learning outcomes from our students in the modification, in terms of modification of their behavior and in terms of acquiring knowledge or in terms of creating awareness. We expect few things from our children after completion of the whole chapter. Okay? And those what we expect after completion of a chapter that we can mention in the general objectives. Yes, but at the time of covering a particular content, specific content within a 40 minutes or 45 minutes, what I am going to present, what we expecting from our children in terms of learning outcome, that we will mention in the specific objectives. I think it will be clear for all of you. We should not get confused about the general objectives and specific objectives. General objectives are in a general term for a whole chapter and specific objectives are more specific regarding a particular topic, a particular content, what we are going to cover within one period. Okay. So, our first as a teacher, we have to think about it. What is my objective? And we have to state those objectives in the form of statements. And at the time of writing the objective, many rules are there. We have to be conscious about it at the time of how we should write the objective. That is also one of the skills in the, we can say, in teaching profession, how I can state my objective. Objectives always have to be written in the statement format. Objective never will be, we should not write in the form of a question mark, or it cannot be an interrogative sentence. It never will be an exclamatory sentence, or it cannot be the double negative sentence. We should not use the not and negative negative things in the at the time of writing the objective. So we should keep in our mind that when we will write the objective, objectives must be in the statement format. Okay, and objectives must have to be written by taking the use of the action words or action verb, action verb. It means, suppose for example, I am telling, I am writing an object, students will able to know. It cannot be called as an objective. How I will come to know as a teacher, student is able to know or not? So it should not be used the word to know. Okay, we should, instead of to know, we can write that the student will able to speak, or student will able to write, or the student will able to explain, like that. These write, read, explain, or able to differentiate, or able to elaborate. So these words are the action words: elaborate, explain, define, or we can tell able to differentiate. So we should take the use of these vocabulary or these words at a time of writing the objective, so that our objectives will be more clear when we are going to measure it in evaluation. Because I already told to you, whatever objectives we have to take in specific objectives, we have to measure all those things at the time of making evaluation in the end of the class. Okay? Evaluation is there in the end of the lesson plan, and at the time of evaluating in the end of the lesson plan, we have to plan the questions, or we have to frame the questions on the basis of the specific objectives we have taken at the beginning of the lesson plan. So, if our specific objectives are clear in terms of the action words or in terms of the action words, then only we will able to frame the question on that. Okay. Suppose I already told to you last class also, whenever we are making the objectives, we are preparing the objectives, specific objectives and general objectives on the basis of the domain. Okay. So we frame the question on the basis of the cognitive domain. It means which is related to only knowledge and information. Knowledge and information regarding the cognitive domain. And we frame objectives on the basis of the affective domain. Okay. Affective domain is related to understanding, feeling, and all those things. Okay. So we, at the time of say, when we are framing the objectives from the cognitive domain, at that time we can take the use of the word define, or we can take the use of the word tell, or we can take the use of the word like that, which is related to knowledge only. Okay. But when we are making writing the objectives from the affective domain, at that time it means related to understanding, then we have to take the use of the action words like explain, elaborate, compare, differentiate, identify, like that. We have to take, because these all words are related to the understanding. Like that, if we are making the objectives related to psychomotor domain, it means related to skill, we have to take the use of the different action words. Like they will able to draw, because drawing is a psychomotor ability, motor ability. Like that, they will able to write also a motor ability. Okay, able to speak also we can tell is able to speak, or tell also we can tell a psychomotor ability. So like that, they will able to do they will conduct a action. So if all these things which are related to our motor ability, and those are mostly called as the objectives of the skill level. Skill level. So for that purpose, we have to take the different action words. Okay. And next, we are preparing the objectives also on the basis of application. Whatever we are going to teach inside the classroom, to what extent the child is able to apply those things in the classroom. Okay? Sorry, in outside of the classroom. Whatever we are going to teach in the classroom, to what extent the child is able to generalize all those things and use to those things in other situation outside of the classroom. So that is the application. Application, and for preparing application level objectives also we have to take the different action words, and we have to state the objectives in a different statement. So these are the skills of writing the objectives. So as a teacher, we should get mastery over it, how I can state my objectives, both general and specific objectives. Okay. And after that, the next step of the planning, after writing the objectives and after completion of the objectives, nearly most of the work is done by the teacher. Okay. It is up to this, it is very, the teacher has to give more concentration. Okay. And after that you will see all other things you can plan on the basis of your objective. So next you will see, whenever we are going to start a lesson, again the presentation of the lesson we have divided into three parts. One is introduction, next is presentation, and the last one is the evaluation. Suppose 45 minutes is there for me to present in the class, so I can divide that 45 minutes into 3 hours. One is introduction, presentation, and evaluation. So introduction, as I told morning, so the day like that, introduction will speak how we are going to present. So introduction must be the very important part of, or we have to take it as that much important for my class. Okay. So we have to give more concentration on introducing a lesson. Okay. And if introduction has done properly, definitely presentation will be followed appropriately. Okay. So as a teacher, we also have mastery over the skill of introducing a lesson. How I will introduce my lesson. So again the question arises, why we introduce our lesson? Actually introduction we have done from the by keeping 3 objectives in our minds. That is that we know when we enter to the class, many children are there in the class and all the children are in the different mindsets. They come from their family, from the different, and many things are going to run in their minds. Okay. So whenever we are going to teach something, first important work as a teacher for me to draw the attention of the student towards the content or towards the classroom situation. Okay. Someone is thinking regarding their home, some have something is going on in the mind of the child, what he has seen on the road. Okay. So the child mind is diverted towards a different thing. So as a teacher, I will think that how I will able to draw the attention of my students towards my teaching. Okay. And for that purpose, we are doing the introduction. That is one objective. Why we are doing introduction. Why without introduction we cannot start a class. Okay. So introduction is to draw the attention of the students towards the classroom. That is one objective. And another is, before I am going to teach the lesson, I must know what my students know. What is the level, their level? I must know their previous knowledge. To what extent, what are the competency are there with them? What is the knowledge is there with them? And by keeping that from that point of view, I can proceed my lesson. If my students know the things, if I will teach the same things to them, definitely the class must not be interesting. So I should impose some questions, or I should ask few questions to them to test their previous knowledge. I will do something to draw their attention, and then I will do something to test their previous knowledge. Okay, I must know what they know, so that on the basis of that I can proceed my class. Okay, and next is to motivate them or to create interest in them. If I am able to draw their attention also, I should create some curiosity among them that I am going to teach. Because we know that if the child will think, because each and every individual in the world wants to learn always in every moment, and this is a natural law. Everybody, we cannot tell that if any child is there, the child is not interested in learning. Every person, every individual always wants to learn new things. Okay, but the thing is, and then the question is, why the children are not learning? Because they didn't realize that if they will feel that it is required for me, it is essential for me, and it is interesting for me, then only they will show their interest to learn. And they will feel that it is useful for me, then only they will learn. Okay? So as a teacher, we should create that curiosity among the students that I am going to teach something to you which will be more useful and which is more interesting, and we will be learn together, and like that we have to create the curiosity among the students so that your classroom will be more effective. Okay, so if these three things we have done properly at that time of introduction, definitely our presentation will be good and effective. So for the purpose of telling that, introduction shows that how we are going to present. So introduction of the lesson is very important. Introduction of a lesson is very important to teach. Okay? So that is also a skill, and every teacher must know how to introduce a lesson. And for introducing a lesson, different ways are there. Okay, we cannot tell that only by asking questions we can introduce a lesson. We can conduct one activity, we can conduct one game, or we can tell a small story, and we can make a small activity among the students by doing a group work, or silently by showing a picture also we can introduce. So many ways are there to introduce a lesson. For that, any specific rules and regulations are not there. It is the freedom has given to the teacher to choose any method or any way to introduce a lesson, but that on the basis of these three objectives: to draw their attention, to know their previous knowledge, and to create curiosity among them. Okay. So if these three things are keeping in mind, these three things, we will plan our introduction. Definitely, we will able to present the lesson further in a well manner. Okay. So this is the skill of introduction. Every teacher has mastery over it. Next after skill of introduction, we will come to the skill of presentation. Which is the major part of the lesson plan. Suppose 45 minutes is there, we can plan 5 to 7 minutes or hardly 10 minutes for the, within 10 minutes, 10 minutes for the introduction, and for evaluation 5 to 7 minutes or 10 minutes. So my presentation will be 25 minutes. Okay. So for the 25 minutes, I have to plan how I am going to present the lesson to our children. Okay. So for that purpose, the important thing is that I have to select the appropriate method. Which method I have chosen to select the method, to present the lesson. Okay. Here, selection of appropriate method on the basis of the content and on the basis of the mastery of the teacher. Suppose I know that many methods are there, but I have to know which method is suitable for which content. Every content cannot be taught in every method. Okay. So on the basis of the content, I should think which method will be appropriate for it. And all topics cannot be taught also in all methods. Okay. So selection of the method on the basis of the content and according to mastery of the teacher. I know it is a very good method to teach. Suppose I can tell a demonstration method is there, which is very useful to teach a particular topic. But I know that in the demonstration method I have mastery or not as a teacher. If not, I have to prepare well and I have to be confident on that. Then only I can take the use of that method. Okay. So from these two points of view, I have to select the method and for the presentation of the class. So selection of the method is also a very important skill. And next, after selection, how I have planned my presentation. We know whenever we are going to present a content, many sub-contents or many sub-topics are there on it. Okay, we have to note it. So this is my content I am going to present, and under that these are the two sub-headings or two sub-contents are there which I have to explain or elaborate at the time of my presentation. Okay, so For that two subtopics, whatever the learning activities I may plan, what I will do for that. Suppose one subtopic is there, I plan to do one activity for that. Okay. And another subtopic is there, for that I have planned some few teaching learning material. By showing those teaching learning material, suppose I plan for the, I have prepared some worksheets, I have prepared some cards, so that I will give those things, and by using those things I will present my topic. Okay. So we have to plan what are the sub-contents are there, what are the subtopics are there, what I am going to cover within these 25 minutes. And for those, what are the activities I plan for that? Either I will explain those by conducting an activity, or I will explain by taking the use of a teaching learning material, or I will conduct a game, or what I will do, or some few thought-provoking questions I have prepared. So all this preparation of the activities depends on the method we have taken to present a lesson. So on the suppose I am using the problem-solving method, so definitely I have to plan on the basis of the different problems and asking different questions to them. Okay, so that on the basis of it I can proceed my lesson. Suppose I have planned for an experimental method, so I will think that what are the I have give experiments I have to done for the children in the class, so that these contents will be clear to them, they will understand it. Okay, or I have planned for the inductive deductive method. I have to think what are the examples I have to give, and after that I have to reach in the generalization in an inductive method. What are the few examples? First of all I will give, and later I will proceed to generalization. Or deductive method I am going to give. What are the generalization I have to explain? For that, what are the examples? Again I have to come from generalization to specific. So these all the things we have to plan at the time of presentation. Okay, and those are known as the planning of learning activities. What are the different activities I will plan during my presentation? Okay, and after completion of my presentation, we have to go, and we know that one thing we have to keep in our mind, during the presentation also we have to assess our children, and we have to know, we have to test whether they are able to understand it or not, which is mostly called as the formative assessment or formative evaluation. We have to ask in the middle, I am explaining in the middle, I am asking questions, whether they are able to get it or not, my students. Okay. So for that purpose, we are asking the question in the time of explaining or conducting activity or showing the teaching learning material. We are asking questions to our students to know their level, and that is known as the formative assessment. Okay, and after that, after completion of my presentation, again we have to go back, flashback, and ask, and again have to recollect what the content we have discussed within the particular time period, which is known as the preview, or we can call it as the summarization. We can summarize and we can preview what the things we have discussed and what are the contents are already covered. Okay, so this is called as the conclusion and preview, or summarization. We can tell also summarization. The next last part of our presentation of a lesson plan is the evaluation. And this evaluation is known as objective type, objective based evaluation. Why it is called as objective based evaluation? Because whatever the objectives we have mentioned in the specific objective, on the basis of it we have to do evaluation here. We have to do assessment here. So that it is known as objective based evaluation. Okay, it is known as objective based evaluation, and it is known as also objective type evaluation, because only we will ask some objective type questions, because you know different types of questions are there. On the basis of the length and answer of the question, we tell that different types of question like short question, objective very short question, and long question. Okay. So like again objective questions are also different types are there. Like multiple choice question, match the following, fill in the blanks, choose the correct answer, and we can say correct the underlined word, like that. So different types of objective type questions are also there. Okay. Open-ended questions are different. Again, I already told you, preparing of a question is also a very important skill for a teacher. A teacher must have mastery over how I will ask questions to my students. There are different types of questions: open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. The question which have specific answers is known as the closed-ended question. But there are questions for which we can go for the more than one answer. Okay, those are called as the open-ended questions. Okay, so like that, different types of questions are there, and preparation of question is a very important skill. But here, at the time of evaluation in a lesson plan, the teacher has to concentrate and has to know what are the different types of objective question I can ask to test whether my specific objectives are achieved or not. For which purpose I have taught the lesson to my students, whether they get it or not. Okay. So for that purpose, we are going to conduct the evaluation at the end of the every lesson, and that is known as objective type, objective based evaluation. Suppose here I will tell, if I have taken a objective based on the cognitive domain and knowledge, here in the evaluation I have to frame a knowledge level question. Okay. Like that, if I have taken a question on the basis of understanding of the objective, on the based on understanding, here I have to prepare the question on the basis of understanding. Okay. So my questions must be related to the specific objectives I have taken in the beginning of my lesson. Then only it can be called as objective based evaluation. Okay. And I have to frame only objective type question. Okay. So objective type question also may be on the basis of understanding. Suppose multiple choice question I have given. Okay. And I have given to correct the underlined word. This can be understanding level question. While exactly we can't tell specifically which is understanding level question, which is a knowledge level question. Only by reading the question only we can tell at the time which is a knowledge level question, which is an understanding level question, which is a skill level question, and which is an application level question. Only on the basis of the question we can tell. We can't tell that a particular question can be on knowledge level or understanding level. Okay. So this is the evaluation what we are going to do in each and every lesson plan. The next is that reflecting on the lesson plan. What I already told to you, we have to reflect totally after completion of our class, what I have planned, how I have planned, and what I have planned, whether I am able to achieve those things during my presentation in the classroom or not, or where I am lagging, what are the things I lack. Here one thing I forgot to mention here, preparation of the teaching learning materials at the time of presentation or at the time of introduction or at the time of evaluation we are going to use. For that also we have to plan. I didn't mention that in this PPT, it is left here. So you should give importance on that, how we can prepare those teaching learning materials. And preparation of learning material is important, but more important is how we are going to handle it inside the classroom and how we are using it in the classroom. Sometimes what happens, teacher has prepared a very nice teaching learning material, but sometimes it is not properly used in the class. At the time of your presentation, you forgot in which stage you have to use it. Okay. Or even though you are going to take the use, you do not know how to handle it in the classroom. Okay. So you have prepared a very nice model, but at the time of presenting in the classroom was totally disturbed. Because you know the children, by after seeing the different teaching learning materials, it will create more curiosity among them, and they will be more disturbed. The classroom cannot be managed. Then also it has no value. There is no objective. So preparation of teaching learning material or preparation of the teaching aid is also a skill, and presentation or handling of the teaching learning materials is also a very important skill inside the classroom. Okay. So at the time of preparation of the teaching learning material, as a teacher, you should give importance the psychology of the children. Whatever the teaching learning material I have prepared, is it according to their age level? is it the site? You have to see the site, whether it is appropriate to the classroom. You are going to deal inside a very big classroom, and more students are there, nearly 40 students are there, or 35 above students are there, and you have taken a very small teaching learning material. It is not visible to the students who are sitting backside of the class. Okay, so it has no value. And you have used the colors at the time of preparing a chart which is not at all visible to the students who are sitting back or also in the front. So at the time of preparation of the teaching material, you also should keep all these things in your mind: the size of the teaching learning material, the color of the teaching learning material, or we can say the presentation in the teaching learning material, how I have prepared it, the present, how I will present it. At the time of presentation, how I will present it, how I will handle it, where I will locate it, or you have taken the real objects to the class, how I will handle the real objects. Suppose you are going to teach the soil chapter in the class, you have taken the different soil to show to the children inside the class, but you do not know how to handle it, how to do it, how you will show it to the children, then the total classroom will be disturbed. So you know that you are going to, you have taken these real objects to the class, so you think that how I will give these real objects to the class to observe for observation. So you can plan on the basis of the group, or for every group you can take one set, or for one group you will give to observe and other group you will assign one more work. So in this way we can plan how we can take the use of the teaching learning materials in the class. So it is also a very important skill for the teacher, and teacher must have good idea about it. Okay. And at the time of presentation, other skill we are going to use. At the time of the presentation, other skills we are going to use. One is skill of reinforcement. Now, this is the skill we are using at the time of introduction, presentation, or evaluation, and it is a very important skill for the teacher. Okay? Skill of reinforcement. Reinforcement means after listening to a child, what the feedback we have given, so that it reinforces the child or motivates the child to participate inside the classroom. Okay, that is called as reinforcement. Okay, and our reinforcement we always should keep in mind. Our reinforcement always should be positive. We should not use as a teacher the negative reinforcement. We always should take the use of the positive reinforcement. Okay. Again, reinforcement can be verbal and can also be non-verbal. Okay. Non-verbal reinforcement and verbal reinforcement. Suppose a child has given a good answer, we can tell very good, excellent, yes, okay, like that. Or non-verbally we can smile, or we can nod our hand, or we can pet the child. So like that, we can take the use of both positive verbal and positive non-verbal reinforcement. Okay, so that is also one of the important skills the teacher must have to learn for presenting a lesson. Next I will come the skill of gesture and posture. Okay, that is also very important. You are a very competent teacher. You are a very competent teacher. You have in-depth knowledge in the content. You have mastery over the teaching. But if your gesture and posture inside the classroom is not ethical, then definitely your teaching learning will not be effective. It means, as a teacher, I should know what should be my get-up before going to the class. Okay, how I will teach, what will be my dress-up, how I will dress myself. Because you know, whenever you are going to teach to the children, they are not only observing what you are going to say. Okay, and they are observing each and everything within the teacher. Okay, they are listening to your voice, and they are observing you and how you are going to speak. What is your nonverbal behavior? How you are standing inside the classroom? How you are nodding your hand? What is your facial expression at the time of teaching? And all these things have also the positive impact in your teaching learning process. So as a teacher, we should be conscious about our gesture posture, and way of teaching, our facial expression, each and everything. Suppose if whether as a teacher you are motivated to teach the lesson or not, one body can guess by listening your voice. Okay, your speech, how you are going to speak. From that, one body can get that whether really you are motivated to teach or not. Okay, so your motivation will provide the student's motivation. If the teacher is highly motivated to teach the lesson, definitely students also will get the motivation from the boys. Okay, so like that, as a teacher, we should be conscious about it. What should be my voice? Okay, and what should be the rhythm when I am going to speak? Because we know verbal communication or speaking is also an art. It is also a skill. How we should speak. And in that also different styles are there. As you know, when you are going to talk with your friend, you are not talking in the same style, then you are talking with your authority or the boss. Okay, then you are talking with your boss, with your authority. Our way of talking and style of talking is totally different than when we are normally or formally talking with our friends. Or normally and formally we are going to talk with our family members. Okay, so we should know what should be my teach, in which teach I should teach in the classroom, what is the size of the classroom, in which voice I have to teach, what should be my voice, how I should teach, and what is the rhythm, how are we, because we are not talking each and everything in the same stress. Okay, if something is important, we are giving more importance on the board. When it is something casual, we are just smoothly talking the board. So like that, we should learn the rhythm of speaking, rhythm in speaking, so that your teaching will be more effective and it will be more sweet to listen and it will be more interesting. And you will be able to draw, by help of your communication ability, you must be able to draw the attention of the student. Okay, so that also we have to practice. We have to practice it. We have to get mastery over it, and then only our teaching learning can be effective. And whatever I have planned, I have prepared a lot of teaching learning materials. I have in-depth knowledge in content. If my verbal communication, my way of presentation in the class, my gesture and posture and all these things are not correct or not professional, not ethical, then definitely in my class will not be effective. Okay, so these things also we have to take into consideration at the time of teaching inside a class. So this is also one of the micro skills. Skill of communication, skill of gesture and posture. Okay, and next we will come one more skill for teaching inside the classroom is the skill of classroom management. Skill of classroom management, because we know 30-40 students are there inside our classroom and every child is unique in nature. No child are there, both are equal in nature. Okay, and it is very difficult to handle one child. If you will see, we very difficult for us to handle one child. So as a teacher, we must have the skill. We should know how I should handle all the students inside my classroom during my presentation of the lesson. So for that purpose, we have to also get mastery over the classroom management skill. Okay, classroom management is also not a easy task. Very good teachers are there, but who are not having the skill of classroom management, their classroom will not be effective. Classroom teaching will not be effective. So as a teacher, we should learn that how I can get the mastery over the classroom management. So for that, certain things we have to keep in mind. One thing is that for a good classroom management, as a teacher, I must have idea regarding my students. Personally, I should know my students. Without knowing the students, you cannot teach to the children. So whenever we are going to teach mostly up to elementary level, or also we can say at secondary level, we are going to teach, I must know each and every child in my class personally. Because we know children are always the attention seeker. They always want my teacher should give importance to us, importance to me. Okay. So individually we should know the name of each and every child. We should close with each and every child. We should know each and every child's character, every child's habits, every child's behavior, so that we will associate with them and it will be easy for us to handle in the class. And other certain more qualities are there we should practice so that our classroom management also will be good. One thing is that as a teacher, we should not give importance only to few students. Okay? Mostly we'll see the teachers are always interested in the students who are studying well in the class. Okay? And if that type of habit is there with the teacher, definitely classroom also will be disturbed. A teacher must be impartial. A teacher must be impartial. Same type of behavior, same type of dealing with each and every child. A child should not feel that one is getting more importance in the class and others are not, and others are neglected. If that type of feeling is there within the children, definitely classroom will be disturbed. So we should practice the habit of impartiality. We should be equal and our behavior, our dealing, our communication must be equal for all. So if impartial quality is there, then also our classroom management will be good and effective. And one more is that, like this, we should know if impartial quality is there, but still, we as a teacher, we must have the capacity of tolerance. Sometimes we are impatient. So as a teacher, the first good quality is that patience. We must have patience to listen to our children. We must know how I will listen to my students. Sometimes students are speaking, but we have no patience to listen them, and we are getting irritating. And this type of behavior also will disturb your class. Okay, and that patience of the teacher also helps for a good classroom management. Students are making some problem in the class, and you become intolerant, and you become impatient. Okay, and you are scolding to them. Definitely classroom will be spoiled. How much you are prepared for the class. So these are the habits, or we can say these are the ethics of this profession. Okay, we have to impartial. We have must patience. We should give equal importance. We must be disciplined. We must be systematic. As a teacher must be systematic, disciplined, okay, well mannered. Then only we can able to manage our class properly. So these are the certain ethics in the profession, and also we can say certain skills in the classroom management, which will help us to manage our class, and our classroom will be effective. Okay. So like this, there is another skill is there. One is the skill of using the blackboard. Skill of using blackboard, and that is also an important skill. As a teacher, we should know how to teach or how to use the board. Okay. And we know without the blackboard and chalk, we cannot teach a lesson. How much it is. Now you can realize also the face-to-face interaction and using the blackboard, how much it is effective. We cannot expect it in this online class. Okay. How it will be set, it may not. Okay. So like that, the board and the chalk plays a very important role in the teaching learning process. Okay. And we must have the skill how to use it. We always should use the board from left to right. Okay? And we should not back to our children at the time of writing on the board. And we must know how to use the board systematically. We should not write the things on the board haphazardly. Okay? Here, there, we should not write. Whatever we are going to write on the board, we should write in a proper manner, in a systematic way. Okay? So that it will be systematic, it will be easy to understand to your children. And if the board is very big and very lengthy board is there in the class, you can divide the board into different parts. You can divide the board into different parts, and on the basis of it, you can take the use of the board. Okay? So like this, we can plan how to take the use of the board properly. And at the time of writing also, our writing on the notebook and our writing on the blackboard is different. Okay, so we should learn how to write on the board. How my handwriting will be on the board, and it will look nice when I am going to write on the board. So these all are the skills. As a teacher, we must have mastery over it. Okay, so that our classroom or our lesson will be effective and we can be called as a effective teacher. Okay? And this model, this block 3, students, you are listening to me? You are
Yes,
there
ma'am.
online? Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Oh, yes. So, I think if you have gone through your block 3 is about history and political science. Okay. Have you gone through your block 3? Anyone? No one has gone through your. No. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Okay. So block 3 is about history and political science. And yesterday already we have discussed about the history and political science. And whatever the teaching learning approaches and methods are there in history and political science, again just we will repeat it because block yesterday already we have completed it, but in this block again it is repeated. Okay. So we will go again. We'll briefly discuss it.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Madam, in the block 3, there are in the history and political science, there are events and process, unit 10, unit 11, livelihood, economics and society is
Yes,
there.
yes, yes. These are the contents are there. Contents are there. And those contents are given and on the basis of it, lesson plan has prepared. The purpose is how we will prepare a lesson plan on a particular content. Okay.
Oh, those things
We are
we have
now
to read.
Yes, those things you have to content, you have to go through of it, and after that content you will just read, but content is not your object. You have to know in that content how you can prepare a lesson plan. Okay?
ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ
Okay.
ଆପଣ
So,
ଯୋଉ ଲେସନ ପ୍ଲାନ ର ଯୋଉ ସ୍ଟେପ୍ସ ଯାକ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଗୁଡାକ ଅଛି କି ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ ବୁକ୍ ରେ?
ଆରେ ଯୋଉ ଲେସନ ପ୍ଲାନ ର ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ଗୁଡାକ କହୁଛି ସେ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ଗୁଡାକ ସବୁ ଲେସନ ପ୍ଲାନ ପାଇଁ ଦରକାର। ଇଏ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ହଉ, ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ହଉ କିମ୍ବା ଇକୋନୋମିକ୍ସ ହଉ, ଜୋଗ୍ରାଫି ହଉ, ଏଗୁଡାକ ସବୁଥି ପାଇଁ ଦରକାର। ଆଉ ଏଗୁଡାକ ଆଖି ଆଗରେ ରଖିକି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଲେସନ ପ୍ଲାନ ତିଆରି କରୁଛୁ। ବୁଝିଲା?
ଓକେ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ।
Okay, huh. So, till now whatever I have discussed, these all are the Herbartian lesson plan, the part of the Herbartian lesson plan or the traditional lesson plan. But we know in constructivist approach, we are using the 5D model lesson plan. And already I have shown to you this in the block 1, how we are going to take the use of the 5D model. Or we can say constructivist lesson planning. Okay, PPT is visible to all of you? Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
PPT
madam.
is visible?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
we
madam.
hide the model lesson plan. We are in a constructivist lesson planning. We are using the hide model lesson plan. Okay. We are using the just you see the PPT and I am going to explain it. Okay. Just you see the PPT. Last class, I explained you about the constructivism lesson planning. Yes, and for constructivism lesson planning, we are going for the 5D model. It is called as 5D model because 5 steps are there in the lesson plan, and all the steps are started with E, and for that purpose, it is known as the 5D lesson plan. Okay, and the 5 steps are: first step is engage, and it is again after engage it is there explore, and after explore there is explain, then next it is elaborate, and then next is evaluate, and again after evaluation engage, explore, explain, elaborate. So all these 5 steps are interlinked to each other, and in a constructivist lesson plan, in a 5D lesson plan, we are following all these 5 steps. Okay. So, when we are going to plan a lesson in a constructivism or constructivist approach, we can go for this step. Okay? So, we can plan for engage. Engage means here, just briefly I will tell, already I explained to you in the first day, again I am telling, engage. Engage means here directly we will not announce the topic whatever we are going to teach to our children. As a teacher, our duty is we should plan something so that we first will assign some work to our children so that they will be engaged in that and they will do something, and after that they will explore what the topic we are going to teach. We are going to discuss. Okay? What the topic the teacher is going to teach or what the topic the teacher is going to announce for discussion, it will be explored by the students. Okay? So engage will be followed by explore. Okay? Engage and explore will be followed by engage. First we will do something. Suppose I have prepared some activity and I will make my students in the group, and for every group I will give the activity and I will engage my students regarding related to my topic. Related to my topic, whatever I am going to teach. If you have gone through your blog, you will see a very nice example is given in your blog regarding the French Revolution. Okay, in your blog you will see French Revolution has explained very the content of French Revolution has given very nicely, and after that the lesson plan has prepared in a 5D model, in a constructivism approach, in a constructivist approach. Okay, and there teacher has how the teacher has engaged the students. You will see the stage of engagement. You will see the teacher didn't declare that today we are going to discuss about French Revolution. Okay, and then what has done? The teacher has given few incidents to the children and asked them to write what are these regarding the French Revolution. Certain incidents was given to them and asked them to write about it. And after that, the teacher has asked, what are these things? And when you listen about all those things, suppose has given the picture of Rousseau and has given the picture of John Locke, and after that, the teacher told to explore who are they. Okay, if they are able to identify, yes, this is the picture of Rousseau, then the teacher has asked, when you have listened regarding Rousseau, okay, how you come to know that he is Rousseau? Have you listened to his name at anywhere? Then the child can tell, yes, I have studied in history, his name is associated with the French Revolution. Okay, so the teacher is going to explore by engaging in different activities and exploring from the students what they know regarding the particular topic what the teacher is going to teach. So directly we are not going to introduce the things, but we are exploring our students what they know, from which we can teach. Okay, so these are the two stages of engage and explore. And after explore, the teacher can declare that today we are going to discuss about this topic. Okay, so these are the two steps: engage and explore. And after explore, there will be introduction of the topic. Okay. What we are telling in our traditional lesson plan introduction, and after introduction we are declaring the topic like that in 5D model. After completion of engage and explore, we are going to declaring the topic. Yes. So this is the completion of engage and explore. And after that, in the stage of explain, that teacher has to teach regarding many concepts in of the French Revolution, like what are the groups are there in the French Revolution? Yes. Who are the groups? How the people of the French are divided into different groups, like clergy or nobility, like common man. Then the teacher is asking, have any idea about it, or you can know about it, and you discuss about all these things. What should be there? What are the main causes of the French Revolution? Why French Revolution has occurred? You just group wise you discuss about it. Okay, so children themselves will discuss with them what should be the cause, why the French Revolution has occurred. So again, after give the scope to the children to discuss, and after that they ask to present. You just tell to me what you have discussed in your group, why the French Revolution has occurred. Okay, so then I tell that maybe the king was not impartial for all the peoples of the French, or there may be economic problem. Any economic problem may be the cause of French Revolution, or maybe the good harvest was not there, that's why maybe the people didn't get to anything to eat, that may be the cause of the problem. Or American Revolution may be the cause of the French Revolution, like that. They may give their opinion and teacher will note down all those things in the book. Okay. And on the basis, it means that the teacher collected from the students what they know, and after that, on the basis of it, that teacher will explain the concept what the teacher wants to tell to them. Okay. So this is the stage of explain and also elaborate. Okay. Explain and elaborate are associated with each other, are going parallelly with each other. Okay. Will explain, and whatever the things are required more emphasis, that will be elaborated by the teacher. Okay. And as usual, after completion of elaboration, on the basis of the content covered in explain and elaboration, the teacher can make the evaluation. So this is the 5D model, and it is explained in your material very nicely. If you will go through the material, I think you must be able to understand it properly. Okay. So this is the 5D model or constructivist lesson plan. Next, we are talking regarding different approaches of history and political science. Yesterday also I showed to you this, that what are the popularly used approaches for teaching history. So this is the dialectical approach, another is the biographical approach, scientific approach, dramatization approach, field trick, storytelling, and postmodernist approach. Yesterday I explained all these things to you, and I think these are only also mentioned in your material regarding the different topics of history and political science. And in political science, mostly we are taking the use of the approach like lecture method. See, if it is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay, we'll proceed. Approaches or methods of teaching political science. So, political science, we are going to mostly deal either with inductive and deductive method, because yesterday I told to you, Aristotle is the father of political science, and also he is also the father of inductive and deductive method. Okay, and mostly political science we will teach by help of inductive and deductive method. It will be more interesting. And we can take the use of the constructivist approach also and interdisciplinary approach also. And many methods are coming under these approaches like lecture method, discussion method, debate method, seminar method, panel discussion, individual and group project method. Okay. Yesterday we discussed. If today also if any doubt is there, you can ask regarding all these things to me. Okay. And now we come to your content. Many contents are there regarding the history and political science in your blog, and you have to get more that knowledge regarding that. So how the different contents of, suppose history, again it is given regarding your French Revolution, and also it is given importance regarding the Indian freedom movement. We are going to teach regarding the Indian freedom movement, how we will teach the content to our children. So Indian freedom movement, if you are going to teach, we can take the use of a discussion method, and we can use it, we can teach it properly, discussion. We will make the discussion among the children regarding the Indian freedom movement. You can ask, you can give the series of incidents, what has happened like that. You can tell in a, when the non-cooperation movement was there, when the Alter Act was there, when the civil disobedience movement was there, when Quit India movement was there. Have you listened about all these things? Have any idea regarding all these things? Then you can make the two groups and make the discussion. Okay, and you can prepare the questions for provocating questions regarding all these things, and you can ask the children, and you can ask, and what is your view and opinion regarding it, you can tell to me. Okay, and the students will present it, and you will discuss about all these things with the students. Then it will be also a good method to teach history. Okay? Discussion method. Okay, like or we can say we can give the experimental method. Okay, for teaching the different political science concepts. Suppose we are talking regarding political science, experimental method can be a good method to teach political science. Suppose we are talking regarding the features of our constitution. Okay, or we are discussing regarding the features of our preamble. Okay, we are talking regarding democracy, republic, social, sovereign, and secular. These concepts, and we want to teach all these concepts to our children. So at that time, we can take the use of the experiential, okay, or experimental method we can take, and we can ask our children, just you tell to me how you are going to feel the feature of our constitution, secularism in our country. Okay, what is secularism? No need to tell the direct meaning of the secularism. Or secularism means we know that when there is no state religion, it is called or equal respect to all religion is known as the secularism. Or when in a country where there is no state religion, it is called as a secularism. Okay, so all these concepts can be taught to our children in political science by taking the use of these methods, or we can conduct seminar also. Suppose we are going to teach to our higher education students, it means in the 11th and 12th class regarding the political science, we can go for conducting a seminar, okay, so that they can prepare regarding all this, like we can prepare the paper on a particular feature like socialism, secularism, or regarding sovereignty. So they can present their paper and we can make the discussion over all these things, and from these the children can learn. So these are the mostly used methods in political science we are using, and many more contents are there. Exactly, if you will go for explaining all the context in detail, we cannot do it. If you have any doubt regarding, if you will go for your material and exactly if any doubt is there, we can go for that. Okay. So because many more contents are there, we can't explain each and everything like that. But if you have any doubt regarding that, whatever contents are given in your material, in the block 3 material, and if you have any doubt how we can use a particular method for that, then we can go for that discussion. Yes? So, now more time is there, but today nothing more else is there for the discussion. These are only the concepts. So now you can ask any questions, we can go for the discussion. I am audible to all of you?
Yes, you are very much audible. There is no problem.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So today actually no more contents are there to present. Yes, if the students will ask, then we can go for more discussion, sir.
Okay, if the presentation is
Hello?
over, then questions. If you
Yes, sir. Presentation is over. Yes, sir. Presentation is over because this is only regarding teaching in history and political science. Yesterday also we covered many of the things. So today presentation is over. If the students will ask, then we can go for more discussion.
okay, no problem. So now it is time for discussion, students. You can put up your questions straight away, or you can write your questions in the chat box. So both the ways you can put forth your queries or questions, and we'll take up the questions one after another.
Hello, ma'am.
Rosalind Gadnaik is asking, please guide about dialectical approach.
Dialectical approach, yes. The dialectical approach is a very old approach, and this is an approach that is going to suggest that by help of the creating dialogues between the two groups, we can discuss a topic. Actually, this is the approach adopted at the time of Plato and Socrates, and Plato is the main originator of this approach. Okay, and by help of the creating dialogue, it means two groups are there. Within two groups, by creating or by preparing, by presenting the dialogue and by making the argument way, we can present the topic. Okay, that is the dialectical approach. Mostly we can see the political science topics are there. Suppose take example, now we want to discuss regarding any new law or new act. Okay, now any political act, new act, or regarding new article we are going to discuss, we can go for a dialectical approach. We can prepare the dialogue and we can give to make the students in two groups and can tell the students to prepare their own dialogue regarding the particular thing. They will present it, and other group will be do the argument on it, whether it is to what extent it is applicable or what is useful, like that. And the two groups will do the argument, but the thing is that our way is not to do the argue with each other. But to reaching a conclusion, what is good, what are the pros and what are the cons, like that.
Arun Naik is asking, what please discuss in brief on interdisciplinary approach.
Interdisciplinary approach. Yes, interdisciplinary approach means, suppose we are going to teach, I am going to teach history, yes, and I am going to teach in history, my sub-content is regarding the rule of Akbar. Akbar, whatever the rule are made by the Akbar at the time of his rule, I am going to teach. Okay, so at the time of teaching regarding the Akbar rule, now I can compare the rule. Now it is going to occur in the present in the system of government now in a democratic form of government. Okay, whatever the rule. So now it is interlinked to political science. Okay, so history and political science are interlinked to each other, and at the time of presenting in a particular discipline, I am interlinking this with the other subject. So now I will compare it, the rules and regulations of a democratic government and what Akbar used to do. Or otherwise, I can tell also, we are going to know about the civilizations, and we can compare the civilization of the history to the present civilization. What is going to occur now? Okay. So like this, by interlinking with the other disciplines, we can present the one subject. That is called as the interdisciplinary approach. So at a time, suppose we are discussing about the ancient civilizations, and now it is compared to our modern society. Okay, and we are going to compare it. What was the living style of the people in the ancient civilization, and now what is the way of communication of them? Now what is the way of communication? So we are interlinking with the other subject. Not only I am telling history and political science. At the time of teaching regarding social science, you are interlinking with the science. Okay, then we are making the interrelation between two subjects and presenting a topic. That is called as interdisciplinary approach.
Then
Thank you,
there is another question by Lakshman Jal. What is heuristic method? Can we adopt it in political science?
Yes, heuristic method. Heuristic method actually mostly used in mathematics, science, okay, but also we can use in political science also. Whenever a new concept is there, new thing is there, we can take the use of the heuristic method. We can discover our children more and more, and they can give, they will think about it. We can develop the reasoning ability within our children. We can take the use of heuristic method to teach political science also. But it depends on the content, which content it is there. On the basis of that, we can take the use. But it mostly used in mathematics and science, heuristic method.
Then Rosalind Gardnaik is asking, what is 5E model?
Yes.
Her question is, in 5E model, there are two steps: explain and elaborate.
Yes.
Is same or different? Explain and elaborate. These two are different, of course. So
different, of course, different. In explanation also, there are certain things which require more stress or more importance, and those things the teacher has to elaborate. If we will explain anything with more importance and there is required, there are some hard spots or many hard concepts are there, we have to go for elaborate. Suppose one thing is there, just I will explain it, but when I want to elaborate it, I have to give more examples on it. I have to do more explanation on it, and I have to analyze it in the different angle. Then we can go for the elaborate.
Then there is another question. What is panel discussion? This is asked by Kumudini Mahananda. What is panel discussion? And an example.
Okay. Panel discussion, nowadays also in the many competitive exams, now they are going to conduct a panel discussion. It is a method of teaching and also a method of evaluation also. Okay. Panel discussion. Panel discussion means a topic will be assigned to the group. A group of students are there, and we want to discuss regarding a particular topic, and we will assign the topic to the group, and we will tell them to discuss over it. Okay, and there the teacher will be there to observe the discussion, and every person in the group will be that specific time must be given to them. What will be their time to discuss about it, to give their opinion or to talk about it, and at that time each and every member of the group will be give their opinion and they will talk regarding the particular thing, and at that time the teacher has to know and observe from which angle whatever the criteria are there, we has to observe it. Suppose we has to observe what is the communication style of the child, okay, and what is the real content knowledge a person is having regarding that, okay, and how the child is going to present it, what is the presentation style of the child, whenever the child is talking regarding it, what is the presentation, what is the communication skill of the child, like the different dimension must be first identified by the teacher, and the teacher has to observe each and every member of the panel, okay, member of the group, and has to note it. And after that, the teacher go after completion of the panel. That is the duty of the teacher is as a facilitator to summarize it, and whatever the things are left to make the discussion over it and to complete the topic. And go for more suggestions like that. And it now panel discussion is nowadays using as a assessment tool also in many competitive examinations.
There is problem in the connectivity, so your voice is slightly.
Hello.
Now it is all right.
Any more questions, please?
There is a question. There is a question by Simantini Mishra.
Experiential learning. Experiential learning with examples.
Yes.
Sir, actually, some net problem is there. I am getting poor net connections here.
No, all right. So she is asking about experiential learning. Experiential learning approaches.
Yes.
With examples.
Experiential learning, from the name itself, you must be able to know that we should not ready-madely teach anything to the child. We should give the scope for experience. Okay. Suppose we want to teach regarding the different values in our social science. We want to teach regarding the social values to our children in social science. Ready-madely, we should not teach those values to our children, and I already told you, you can't teach the values directly to our children, but we should give the scope for them to collect from them whatever they have experienced all those things in their real life. Okay, or we can give the scope to them. So these are the values, these are the things, these are the values. Suppose you can tell sympathy is a value, okay, or we can say truth is a value. Suppose we are teaching all this value to our children in social science, one of the part of the social science. So we are not going to teach it directly. What is truth? We no need to explain it. By explaining regarding truth, a child will never learn what is truth. But we should give the scope of experiencing the truth, okay, to the child. It means you just observe, we just give an experience to the child, you just observe where you have realized this truth, where you can find that truth is not practiced, where truth is going to practice. You can just give the note of it to me. Otherwise, you can give the scope to the children to practice in the class. Okay, every day in one period, I only will tell like the truth only. I will not tell anything lie. Okay, like that, we can provide the scope to our children to practice it. And like that, we can teach also some concepts to our children by help of the experiential approach. It means we should ready-madly will not teach the knowledge, we will not incorporate the knowledge, we will not explain it, we will not define it, but we will provide the scope to our children to experience it. Okay, so these are the experiential approach. But regularly in the regular classroom, we are not going to practice it because it requires a lot of time. Not our aim is here not to complete the syllabus, but to really to teach something to our children. So in those cases, we can practice the experiential learning approach, and we can go for experiential learning approach. Like many, in not only just I've given one example, many contents are there. We can go for that.
So any other question? So Ranjukta Sahu is asking what is reflecting on the lesson plan?
Reflecting the last stage after completion of your lesson, you are going to reflect. Suppose I plan to do the introduction in such a way, whether I have done it in the class or not. Okay, you have to plan. You have to plan the introduction when you are going to the class. But after completion of the class, you will reflect yourself whether I have done my introduction in such a way or not, or anything diverted. Suppose you want to do in that way, but some disturbance is there in the class, and another child has asked another question to you, and you diverted from your introduction. Okay, you are unable to do in that way. Okay, so whether you are able to do or not, like you have planned certain activities for your presentation, but whether you are able to have to done in that way or not, okay, you have to reflect. Or you have prepared some question to ask at the time of presenting, but you forgot to ask to your children. Okay, so these are the things in which way I plan my lesson, whether I have presented it in that way or not, or any diversion is there from that, we have to reflect on. That is only the reflection, nothing else.
Okay. Then Sasmita Sahu is asking, demonstrate a lesson plan in 5E model in political science.
What, sir?
Demonstrate a lesson plan in 5E model in political science.
Sir, it is already very nicely. It is nicely there in the study material. No need of demonstration. Here we can't demonstrate. I think these all the things will be there in the workshop. I think for them in workshop there will be the demonstration of the lesson for them.
So I would suggest, Sasmita, first of all, you go through the steps involved in demonstration of a lesson plan. Okay.
Yes.
And then take a glimpse of this 5E model as Madam has presented. Okay. And these two are you just apply these two things in demonstrating a lesson plan in political science. Okay. Because if Madam starts demonstrating a lesson plan in 5E model, it will take not less than 1 or 2 hours. Okay, so first of all, you concentrate or focus on the steps involved in demonstration of a lesson, and then you just try to understand the 5E model as explained today and yesterday also 5E model, and these two are applicable in political science also. Then another question by Bijan Bihari Das. What is behaviorist approach? Behaviorist approach.
All the approaches are categorized in the different groups. Out of it, behavioristic approach. Behavioristic approach means where we are going to give more importance on behavioral output of our students. Behavioral output of our students. Nowadays, every approach we can tell is a behavioristic approach because everything we are going to measure in terms of the learning outcomes, and learning outcomes means we are going to measure in terms of the behavior of the student. Okay, so behavioristic approach is nothing different like that. Many methods, many things, whatever we are going to do, there we have given more emphasis on modification of the behavior of the students. Okay, and achieving of the learning outcomes. I think learning outcome will be clear for all of you, and you have maybe discussed in other subjects also. So learning outcomes means we are going to measure in terms of our behavior of our children. Okay, what a child has learned. If a child has really learned something, definitely it will bring some change in terms of their behavior. Okay, So that is the behavioristic approach.
Arun Nayak is asking one example how explore is based on proper engage. I don't know what he's interested to ask. I think he's interested to know about how to have this particular concept explore.
Explore.
Implemented
Yes, because
in the group.
engage, and what is the difference between engage and explore? Okay, engage means first a teacher has planned how to engage the children in different way. So for engaging the children means we have to plan for different activity. But after engaging them, the next thing is we have to follow is to explore the students. Explore means here exploration regarding the particular topic that the teacher is going to present. Okay, suppose here I have given an example French Revolution. So my presentation is about French Revolution. So I want to explore my students what my students have already know regarding French Revolution. So I am not directly telling the things regarding French Revolution. First of all, I have to prepare some activity or some worksheets or some flashcards or any form of group work or anything, so that by out of which I will able to know that what is the level of my students and already what they know about the particular thing, and that is called as exploration or explore. Okay, I will explore my children. So what is their level in that particular context? Okay? That is, and engage and explore are associated. And after engaging, my objective is to explore.
Mom.
Rameswari Paul is asking, preparing question is also teaching skill. Would you kindly discuss?
Yes, definitely, and it is a very high level skill for a teacher. Teaching in the class is so easy, but preparing a question paper is very difficult, and teacher must have more mastery over the preparation of the question. That's why the freshers who are in the teaching profession, they will never get the chance to prepare the question. Highly experienced teachers are only given the chance to prepare the question because it is a high level skill in the teaching profession. Teaching is preparation of the question required more experience and more versatile idea regarding your profession. Then only you can prepare the question. And we know different types of questions are there. And on the basis of it, by giving importance to a different dimension, you have to prepare the question. It is a high level skill in the teaching profession.
Actually, questioning skill is a different kind of ability. Every teacher must have.
Yes.
If you have the questioning ability, perhaps you'll be able to elicit good responses from your students. So that you have to master. And preparing question, as you have rightly said, preparing question also requires tremendous amount of knowledge, background knowledge. Otherwise, question framing is not a simple task. Because what you are going to do to the questions, you are going to you are going to test how far your educational objectives have been achieved. So you have to take into account whatever you have taught the students throughout the year. Accordingly, you prepare the question for the term and examination. So that requires specialized skills. Okay. Is there any other thing?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, difference between explore, elaborate, and extend.
It has already been replied. Elaborate, engage.
No, sir. The typical word is elaborate, explore, and extend. All are three same, different.
All these are different.
All are different.
All these are different but interrelated. Elaborate, explain, then engage. They're all different terms. The connotations of all these terms are different, but they're interrelated. They're interwoven. Therefore, that is called a 5E model. They are linked with each other. Exploration, you see, exploration is nothing but, to try to find out something new. Explore, explore new ideas, explore new knowledge, explore new contents, new subject. All these things are mutually interwoven in the teaching learning process. Exploration, engage, as the very term indicates, engage means to engage the students in some activity, isn't it? So that they will be able to find out something new, because knowledge is not static. Knowledge
Yes,
is
yes.
absolutely not static. It is a, what should I say? It gives birth to further knowledge. Anybody who thinks that whatever he has learned is final, either he is a fool or he is a superhuman being. So knowledge is absolutely not static, and there is extension of knowledge every moment, every second. That is required
Sir, what is the
as a
Hello,
sir?
ma'am.
capacity to develop or inculcate in yourself. Okay.
Some
And according to
extreme
your
knowledge.
students also, or your children also.
Hello,
Madam,
Huh?
would you like to add something to
ma'am.
it?
Hello, ma'am.
Ah, yes.
Ma'am,
So,
suppose we want our students know some new terms or vocabularies in history or geography. So, how we should do this, ma'am?
what is your question? Please tell again.
Uh, Suppose when teaching a new topic, we want our students to know some new terms.
You ask
They
the question in
should,
Odia also, there is no problem. If you are not
sir,
comfortable
because
asking questions in English,
social science from
Example, just you tell, give the example of which term you want to explain to your children. What is that term? What is that term?
suppose bond cultivation or mixed cultivation. We want
Yes.
our
These
children
are the
know them
different
how.
concepts. These are the, see, whatever you are telling, cultivation is not a term, it is a concept. Okay, you have to
Yes,
explain it. You have to explain it. What is cultivation? What are the different types of cultivation? These are not the term, we can say, these are the concepts. Okay, you have to
yes.
explain it to the children.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, anyone else?
Madam, namaste.
Namaskar.
Madam, I want to know about project work. What is the importance
Yes.
of project work? And in 5E approach, can we provide project work?
No. 5 approach is different. Project work is different. Okay. Project work is a method also.
No,
Project work is a
if,
method.
madam, after
It is,
completion of our lesson, we should
huh.
provide our learners some
Yes,
project
yes.
work.
Yes, listen you.
Uh,
Project work,
yes.
project work is a method of teaching and also it is a tool of evaluation. Okay. Project work is using as a method of teaching and also project work we are using as a tool for evaluation. So we can use for both. After completion of the lesson to evaluate our students, we can assign the project work and also to teach a topic, we can take the help of the project work. Okay.
Yes.
So both
Yes.
are there, but the objective is different here. And project of work also can be two types. It can be individual project work and also group project work. So if we individually assign the project work to our student, then we want to assess the child individually. And when we provide the project work as a group, we want to assess our children in the group, their team spirit, their group work, and what is the contribution of the students in the group, like that. Okay, so we can use it as a method and also as a assessment tool.
After, madam, in 5E approach, after evaluation, can we provide some project work to the learner?
After evaluation, what? During evaluation, you can assign a project work. After evaluation, what you will assign? During evaluation, you can assign a project
On
work.
the
That
basis
is,
of evaluation, well, on the
हाँ.
evaluation stage, we can
listen,
provide.
Virupakya, listen.
Yes, sir.
You must have come across the situation in different class where projects are given to the students. For example, a model or some work as Madam has said, individual project or something like that, and they are supposed to deposit at the respective school for evaluation. So after evaluation, it has got absolutely no meaning. What is your purpose after all? Your purpose is to test the efficiency of the student, the
No, no,
performance
sir.
of the
On the
project.
stage of evaluation.
Huh? What are what
Sir,
are
hello.
stages? What are
Hello.
stages of evaluation? What is your question?
Sir, whenever we are giving or assigning homework to our students, we can also assign some project work to them after evaluations.
I didn't get your question. After evaluation, you are telling to assign some project work.
After evaluation, we assign some homework to our learners.
Then what is
It means your question is a
Sir,
project work you want to give homework.
yes, yes. During when we
Yes,
are assigning some homework, we can also provide some project work to our learners.
we are assigning also the project work to do at home only. We are not conducting the project work inside the classroom. Okay,
Yes.
project work when it is used as a method to teach the class, the teacher will conduct inside the classroom and will also at that time students only involved in the process of doing the things. The teacher is as a facilitator to see it. Okay, but the things the students themselves will do. Okay, they will collect the information, they will record the information, they will do the things, they will write the project, they will present the project, everything will be done by the students. Okay, and your question is you can assign it. Yes, then also we want to use it as a tool for evaluation. We have to assign it, and they will present the project, and we have to evaluate it. Yeah.
You see, project is very important. Normally, the project work in the elementary school level or primary level or higher education level, they are all different. In the higher education level, when you'll be doing some courses, a project component has been interwoven there in the program, academic program, because that is also a kind of teaching method through which the learner will be
Yes.
able to learn quite a bit. Okay, so project is definitely a very suitable method for independent learning. For independent learning, because here teacher is not there to help him or to support him. It is the student who has to do everything by himself or herself. From here you can judge how efficient the student is, how competent the student is. Okay, so that is very important. Rameshwari Broad is asking a question: is negative reinforcement favorable or detrimental to the learners?
No, definitely.
Negative reinforcement. You see, it should be avoided as far as possible.
Yes, yes. We
Negative.
should not take the use of negative reinforcement for our children.
We talk of reward and punishment. Do you think punishment has
Yes.
a place in our teaching learning system? Punishment has got
No.
absolutely no place. Okay, so please depend heavily on positive reinforcers. Try to provide positive reinforcers which can elicit better learning. Negative reinforcement, that cannot be called reinforcement. That is of course some people do under pressure. Suppose if you threaten a child that if you do this work, you'll be given 20 slaps or maybe 20 sit-ups. Definitely under pressure he will do that work, but that is not going to stay permanently in his mind. That will
Yes.
evaporate after some time. Whatever knowledge he has gained or whatever he has learned, that will simply evaporate. So positive reinforcement is for permanent learning. So please depend upon that. Is there any other question? I think there is no other question, and students are no more interested to put any question. All their questions have been exhausted, so it's good. So I think they have fully understood whatever you have presented. So thank you, students. I'm also very much thankful to you that you have actively participated. This is how the teaching learning process should go on. We do not want unipolar process of learning. We do not want that only the resource person will should go on presenting the thing and the students will mute as a mute the students will sit as a mute spectator. It should not happen like this. But in this particular platform, it is quite clear that you all are actively participating, listening as well as interacting. So this is something which is very important. So try to implement this skill or this particular situation in your teaching and learning. When you'll be going back to your respective schools and start teaching, please, try to implement this situation also interactive. Try to make your teaching learning interactive. Then only effective learning will take place. So thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you, sir.
us online and
Hello,
presenting.
hello, sir. Hello, sir.
And we'll be again meeting tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the last class for BES-142.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
So
Sir.
students, please come with full preparation so that you can ask questions and you can understand the thing better. Okay. Because you see, here we are not projecting ourselves as teacher, student, or something like that. We are
Yes, sir.
projecting ourselves as members of the learning group. We are a learning group. Here, madam is also a member of the learning group. I am also here in front of you as a member of the learning group. And you all are member of the learning groups. Sorry, members of learning group. Okay. So please feel to interact. Whatever you want to say, it may not be necessarily from your subject. If you want to ask any system specific question,
Yes.
so you can put up so that
Yes.
here in the system I can also reply to that. So thank you very much once again to all of you. Tomorrow we are meeting sharply at 10.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.